Every investor is chasing NVIDIA and AI chip stocks. But there's a quieter trade most retail investors have completely missed, and one new ETF is up 27% in 2026 alone. The ticker is ELFY. Let me show you what's actually inside. ELFY is the ALPS Electrification Infrastructure ETF. SS&C ALPS advisors launched it on April 10, 2025, so it's just over 13 months old. The fund is sitting on roughly $180 million in assets and pays a small quarterly dividend. Here's the thesis. Artificial intelligence data centers consume staggering amounts of power. The U.S. Energy Information Administration just projected that American electricity demand will hit a new record in 2026 and keep climbing through 2027. Roughly half of all U.S. data centers planned for this year are already facing delays because the grid cannot deliver enough power. ELFY targets the companies building out that physical electrical infrastructure. What's inside? ELFY tracks the Ladenburg-Thalmann Electrification Infrastructure Index. The fund holds about 102 stocks, large-cap and mid-cap U.S. companies that make transmission equipment, transformers, switchgear, fuel cells, power semiconductors, and grid software. Top positions right now include Sterling Infrastructure, Applied Optoelectronics, and Bloom Energy. The performance story is what's drawing investors in. Through early May 2026, ELFY is up over 27% year-to-date. In just the last 30 days, it returned about 12%. By comparison, the S&P 500 is up roughly 5% year-to-date. ELFY has been one of the strongest thematic ETFs on the market this year. Here's what the marketing materials don't tell you. ELFY is a passive index ETF with 102 holdings. That sounds diversified, and it is. But most of this year's gains came from a small handful of AI-adjacent names like Bloom Energy and Applied Optoelectronics, not from the broad basket. If you're buying ELFY thinking you're getting concentrated exposure to AI power infrastructure, you're really getting a broad utility and industrial portfolio with a few names doing most of the work. And here's the other catch. ELFY overlaps heavily with existing infrastructure ETFs you may already own. Global X's PAVE, the U.S. Infrastructure Development ETF, shares many of the same names. So does the iShares U.S. Infrastructure ETF. If you already hold a broad infrastructure fund, adding ELFY isn't really adding new exposure. It's concentrating your bet on names you already own. There's also a fee story. ELFY charges 50 basis points a year. That's 0.50%. PAVE charges only 47 basis points, and broader sector ETFs like XLU and XL1 charge 9. So you are paying a slight premium for a more specific story, not a much cheaper one. So who is ELFY actually for? It's for someone who believes the AI power crunch is the dominant macro story of the next 5 years and wants a focused, equal-weighted bet on the companies building it out. It is not for someone who already owns PAVE or a broad industrials fund. You'd just be doubling up on the same exposure. One honest caveat. ELFY's 27% year-to-date return has been delivered against a backdrop where almost everything AI-related is up. The fund has not yet been tested in a market where the AI capex cycle slows or rates spike. When the next correction comes, electrification infrastructure stocks will not be immune. If this breakdown helped you cut through the AI hype and see the actual infrastructure story, hit like and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, are you buying the AI power crunch through chip stocks, utility ETFs, or thematic plays like ELFY? I read every reply.